Alright, so I brought down the engine sounds a little bit. Let's see what we got here. Alrighty, let's take that off. Alrighty, so what's the purpose of this session? Purpose of this session is to just get some laps in. I may only do maybe 3, 6, maybe, I don't know. I can't imagine doing 10 laps, but let's see how this goes. Okay, I'm looking at the apex. I missed the apex, that's okay, and I went way over.
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
That's okay, happens all the time. On the green, feeling the vibrations of the wheel, and I went way too fast there. And I'm just verbalizing kind of about what I'm thinking here, because to be honest with you, I can pull a fast lap every once in a while, make it look like I know what I'm doing. But when it comes down to a race, I freeze, I choke really easily. And if I don't practice every day, and then I think, well, I'm going to do well because I had a fast lap at the beginning of the week or in the middle of the week, it's not going to go well. So all I'm doing right now is I'm looking at my screen here, trying to take everything in. I notice, you know, kind of where the markers are, ballpark as to where I should brake, accelerate. I didn't shift down to second. Okay. I'm not trying to get a fast lap right now. I'm just getting consistent laps, what I'm concerned about. And if I'm under the limit, that's fine. Feeling the wheel in my hand, making sure my grip isn't that tight. Notice the pedals underneath both my feet. Using my eyes to look ahead to where I'm going. Listening to the sounds of the car. Feeling the seat on my back. Feeling it underneath my legs. And being aware of what's going on and not be concerned about getting a fast lap. Hearing the sounds of the tires.
You cut that corner and got a slow down penalty.
Of course I did. Alright, let's just try this again. It'd be nice to be in the moment as you're racing, not having any other thoughts going on. Okay, notice the pressure underneath the brake. Now, I've listened to many of these guys talk as they race. I just can't do that. So I'm just practicing staying present as I am testing. And I'm going to make more mistakes than I normally do, but that's okay. Because when you're racing, you have all these other stuff going on called competitors around you. And that's when I choke. If I have somebody behind me, forget it. I just can't do it. At least not yet. Again, listening to the sounds of the tires. Noticing where I'm going to brake this corner. And as I do this, I'll get more into the flow. Gotta work on this corner. And I don't think I have to shift down to second there. Again, feeling the wheel in my hand. Noticing the sounds of the tires. And noticing where they're at their limit. Where they're the loudest and what they sound like when they're at the limit, I guess.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
I'm not concerned about lap times right now. Okay, I heard that. I know I can go over right there. I haven't looked at the video yet. That tells you basically is the instructional video. In other words, I've glanced at parts of it. Missing my apexes right there. And I think what might be easier is to just do a voiceover video if I want to do something like this, because talking while I'm driving is a big distraction. However, this might be a good practice for when I'm racing, because there are distractions while you're racing, besides getting an itch. Got off track. So we are in the Spec Ford Racer at Rudskogen right now, just testing, looking ahead, shift down into second. Listening to the tires, noticing everything that's on the screen here, not just what's in front of me, looking ahead, continuing to breathe and being relaxed as I breathe. Let's cut that apex. Oh, that was a little bit better. Oh, yeah. You feel that smooth of the green underneath your feet. Notice how tight my hands are on the wheel, or how loose they are. There's the sun in the sky, clouds, billboards, but it's not a focusing on them. It's more of a gentle focus, I guess you will call it. As I look ahead, notice the sounds of my tires. Look ahead at the exit. This is a long straight start-finish line. Alright, so we're coming right here. Feel the pressure underneath my brake foot. Again, I'm not going for my best lap or my personal best. I'm just going for laps where I'm not wrecking. I am just noticing what the car is doing, what it sounds like. This is also without having done any study of the instructional video. A lot of grip right there because of the incline in the corner. So this is just a practice video. That's all this is. So what I've been doing, what I did today is I did laps where I didn't have the HUD on at all. And then I practiced with the ghost car. And then I went back and used the HUD some more. Actually got a personal best, so I was kind of happy with that. But again, I was happy with it. Is not what doesn't really mean anything when it comes to racing consistently, at least for me. Again, let's get back to what I'm doing right here. I'm focused on all my screens here. Got my mirrors. Got the mirror up top here. See what's behind me. Uh-oh. There's the feel of the steering wheel underneath my hand. Notice going uphill here. Notice all the trees. Rudskogen. I need to find out where this is. Again, I'm listening to the sounds of the tires. Feeling of the seat. On my back and my legs. Also noticing the sounds of the rumble strips. Everything I can hear. The tires. Sound of the engine. So I'm taking in everything I can see, feel, whether it's my hands, my legs, my feet, my back. So everything I can see, everything I can feel, everything I can hear. I can even hear my voice, so that's part of it too. Oh, hearing the shifting. Shifting the tires and looking ahead, feeling what the car is doing, feeling the car on a limit, the maximum load the tires can withstand. And then you got the feeling of the pedal underneath, especially the brake. Sound of the tires in relation to what your brake is doing. Alright, I did a couple laps here, so what I'm going to do is turn on the HUD and do the ghost car. Maybe I'll do one more lap. Ah, the reset button. Oh, it's so wonderful to hear that sound. Because I remembered to set it, so if I wreck, I can just go back and reset and not have to go back to the pit. Again, listening to all the sounds, looking all around with a soft focus, looking ahead, noticing the trees, different elevations of the track, everything I feel, whether it's the steering wheel, using light hands, the pedals underneath my feet. Again, this is not to go for my personal best, it's just to get some laps in. Again, looking at everything around here. Ah, there we go. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, all I gotta do is reset. So let's start with the session best time. Let's do session best time. Session, lap, optimal sector. I don't know if you guys can see the ghost car, but I know you can see the ticker up top there. Again, listening to the sounds of the engine, sounds of the tires, looking ahead with soft focus. Noticing where the apexes are. Noticing where my tires are at the limit. Not at the limit, or see if they're getting to a limit based on the sound that I hear. And that should happen fairly quickly because having that ghost car really helps. There's debate whether or not you should use it. And I think it comes down to not whether you should use it or not, but how and when to use it and how often. If you used it all the time, that's not good. And that was me, using it all the time. And I would spend a lot of time just using the ghost car. But then come race time, I would choke because of somebody behind me or somebody in front of me. Again, listening to the tires, looking ahead with a soft focus. I haven't studied the instructional video yet.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
I have to look on the video to see if the ghost car is actually on the recording. I really don't know. Boy, that's distracting. Oh, I must have went off track. I didn't know I went off track. Alright, again, listening to the sound, noticing the tires. Gotta stay relaxed. Oh, you know what I haven't talked about yet? I haven't talked about my breathing. Gotta take a deep breath. Gotta keep that going.
New fastest lap for you.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh, that worked out well. Let's see if I keep my time going here. Again, focused on my breathing. Okay. What I feel, what I see, what I hear, what I notice the car doing based on my inputs. I looked at that was distraction. I haven't looked at the track limits are. I don't know what they are yet. Let's see how this goes. A little oversteer there. Alright, let's see how this goes.
You've just set your fastest lap of the session.
I don't know. This is hard. Become consistent. Okay, that didn't go well. It's alright. Relax. We're gonna make mistakes. That's normal. That's all a part of it. So let's see how this goes. Again, going back to listening. Seeing what I'm seeing here. Tires a little bit louder there. I don't know. Maybe a sector best? Nope. Let's see if I can hold this time. Just relax. Focus on my breathing. My breathing. What I see. And that did not go well.
Slow down. You got a penalty for cutting the course.
Alright, guys, slow down. Alright, let's see. So I noticed guy got the black flag. 6 seconds, 4 seconds. There we go. No, not seconds, they're tenths. Got the continental sign. Alright, go back to what I... Oh, went over there. Still in third gear. Noticing the sounds. Noticing the tires. Keep breathing. Notice what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, what I'm feeling. It's okay. It's gonna happen. Now I could go back and do the reset. Take that corner again. I've done that many, many times. Because I know this whole lap I'm not going to get a personal best. That's okay. But just like in a race, you can't reset. Looking ahead. Kind of with a soft focus. It's easy to do a soft focus when you don't have your glasses on. A little further there. A little bit of oversteer there. Uh-oh. Alrighty. That's alright. So I spun out a little bit. Alrighty. Let's see if we can start a good lap here. Again, I'm doing this. Open it up a little bit more. Open up the steering as I'm coming out of the corner. Looks like this sector is going to be pretty good. Yeah, I've done better than that before. So I caught that. So when I race without the HUD, I could did it again. I could just focus on what the car is doing, and you can really concentrate on that. Because when you're going for a personal best and you have your ghost car out front, it's a distraction. I remember starting a race after practicing with nothing on my screen, and then I opened up Race Lab, and it's like, no way. It's like, what a distraction. Uh-oh. Hey, I didn't get off track. I did get an off track on that. Wow. Alrighty, let's see how we do here. Again, listening to the tires. Alright, don't spin out. Hey, I didn't spin out. You can get an off track either. How are we doing here? Alright. Nope, steady apex a bit. It's okay. Again, focus on breathing, what I feel, my hands, steering wheel, where I'm sitting, and the pedals. Just going for consistent laps right now. Off track. Looking ahead, soft focus. Noticing what I'm seeing. My windshield's getting a little dirty here. Almost lost it again. I don't know if we're supposed to shift down there or not. Alright, coming out of the corner. Okay, are my tires on the limit? I don't know. Sector 1 was really bad. If I can fix Sector 1 here. Breathing. Noticing my breath, how relaxed I am. Are my hands tense? Are my feet tense? Are my legs tense? Looking ahead. Off track again. Open it up. Yeah, test the track limits there. Had to let off a little bit there, I thought. Maybe I didn't have to.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
Be off track. Okay, that was a good one. But I don't need to get excited about that. It is what it is. Again, go back to staying focused. I let off a little bit there. That's okay. No off track there. Alright, just again, stay focused on what I'm doing. Notice the sounds, the tires. Nice soft focus. And here we go. Yeah, I don't think I need to go down a second there. Here I do. Maybe if I practice talking and testing, become a little bit easier. You know what? I might be getting to a nice personal best here. I should be close to it at least. Holy moly.
Lap of the session.
That's not only my fastest lap, but that's my personal best. Okay, so again, I don't need to be excited about that or be happy about that. I can't be briefly, but it's more about getting consistent laps. And in order to get those consistent laps, what's the goal there? Is it getting consistent times? Yes, that's part of it. But I think what's more important as it's how you're doing it, okay? It's the feeling of the wheel, the feeling of the pedals, feeling of the seat, okay? It's what you see. You know, you're working on looking at the apexes, looking ahead. Oh, I noticed the birds flying. Noticing everything that's on my screen here. Not labeling it, not saying that's trees or that's the guardrail or the track going up and down and the camber of the track and where the grip is and all that kind of stuff. Not giving it a label, just kind of softly noticing it, and that's it. So that's the feeling, the eyes. You got the breath. Okay, you know, I'm so used to getting tense, and it's because I'm not focusing on my breathing, not noticing or not the labeling of how I'm breathing, but just the feeling of the breath going in and out of my nose or my mouth, and just having that sensation. All right, so we got the feeling, got the eyes, got the breath, and I think the most important thing here is the hearing, okay? Hearing of the tires, or listening to the tires, noticing what the tires are doing, and not labeling it, but you want to know, have an idea of what it sounds like for those tires to be close to the limit. Because you know what I'm learning slowly, what it sounds like to be at the limit, meaning that, well, okay, it sounds like this, but when I spin out or lose or go past the limit, I know what that sounds like and know what it sounds like getting close to it. That's something new that I just picked up in this past couple months, but I need to practice that every day because I forget what it sounds like and what it feels like, what it looks like, and all that kind of stuff. So let's go back. So the feeling of the seat, the feeling of the hands, the feeling of the breath, okay, what I see, what I hear, and I think that's about it, you know, and using that to stay present as I am racing. So the ultimate goal is to be one with the equipment and the car, the track, not being separate, not having each entity being separated, but each entity forming one as you're going, and you get in that zone as you are, at least right now, testing, and ultimately as you are racing. But for right now, I'll just work on my testing. Okay, that's all for now. Bye.